Good morning, YouTube. It's now, as you can see, just after 7 o'clock in the morning and it's still pitch black outside. The sun's not even woken up yet. And I've been awake since 4 this morning with pain. So I hit the morphine, sat and watched telly for a bit, and then I thought I'd come out here and just show you the progress we've been making. As you know, we've been working on the tunnel mouth, and I was the tunnel area rather. Haven't started on the mouth yet. With papier-mâché and so on, and I just thought I'd show you where we've got to on this, with some help from our soon-to-be 6-year-old granddaughter Arabella. We've been putting on some flock, or as she calls it, sprinkles, bless her little heart. And David Riley from one of the groups on Facebook come up with this idea of using, instead of having screws to sort of use it to lift up the section I've glued in. That's a dead tree struck by lightning, and that's the other tree, so I can use that to lift this up if I need to do anything down here on the track. But as you can see, it's coming on quite nicely. It's still work in progress. Got a fence at the front and a hedge running along the back. When I was a guard on the railway, I used to scrounge from the kitchen. We had buffet cars in those days on the East Coast Main Line. The 10 o'clock Flying Scotsman, 10:30 Highland Chief to the 11 o'clock Aberdonian. We had a full buffet car, and I used to go and scrounge these scourers, and I've got quite a few of them. Well, as you can see, you cut them down and glue them in, and I tell you what, they make a great hedge. Just a little bit of nonsense for you. That twig over the back, it was on my 1979 layout, and so now it's gracing this layout. So there's still a bit more to do around the windmill, and yeah, it's coming on by the cottage, and I'm very pleased with the way this is looking. It's really coming on, this chalk cliff. And I've left this little front for when Arabella next visits, so that she can help me put more sprinkles down, bless her little heart. And then I thought just the other side of the tunnel mouth, again it's going to be a bit more of the chalk cliff face, and then we sort of come down, fall down into this ravine, which will then be painted and dressed, which will then have a river running through it, and the bridge will need to have supports made around it. And then I'm using a Hornby bridge down the front, and you can see sort of this will all be dressed up and so on, and a river. So you can just see how the hill, if it's focusing, it's not really, is it? No, not really. But anyway, that's how the hill sort of climbs out of this ravine, and of course that'll all be painted and then dressed again with sprinkles, as my granddaughter says. And then we'll have a tunnel mouth here, of course, as I've already explained, and another one here. So probably going to have a bit more of the hillside coming down here, possibly. But yeah, I thought I'd show you and take you for a little walk up the high street, which is coming on. Now it'll all have to be stripped off, and then the road will go in, and pavements will go in, and road markings will go in, but that's looking up the high street, and quite pleased with that. And then got the station. Been running a few different trains recently. which I've been enjoying. Britannia Loco, Triang Transcontinental with the scroll script, or italic, no, scroll, I don't know, whatever you'd call that writing. And then over the back there, a 1980s. Oh dear, I've lost what that loco is in my head. Someone will tell me, please. Yeah, so that's hauling a train of the period from there, and then I'm just taking up the other end of the high street, looking back towards Windmill Hill, which I'm very pleased with the way that's looking, you know. So yeah, that's just a sort of a quick little one to bring you up to date. And then my thought is, once I've sort of done this section, I'll carry on around, complete the bridge section once the tunnel mouths are made, complete the bridge section, rather the ravine section with the river, and then I'll look to see what we're going to do over here. Obviously this old railway lamp needs to be moved, and one of these wonderful wooden buildings needs to go. It needs to be shifted away. Started to make a bit of a display of some of these buildings that were made by hunger models and true scale of Epsom. I think they're great. I've got one, as you know, down here which I'm using, and another one hiding behind the Duchess of Athol. I just think it adds a little flavour, these buildings. So yeah, and we're going to have a pick up and a drop off on the Super 4. That's the drop off there. The pick off's over the other side. So yeah, I'm going to sort of work out what to do in that kind of an area, which will obviously have a road feeding in to the goods shed, and then the station, Woodside station over the back, and then get back on to finishing this wall, and then putting up more of Laurie Brennan's wonderful back screen that he painted for me, as I explained in an earlier video. Started to make some of the other bits that will come down slowly here. So yeah, just a little clip. All the best 2024, crikey. But yeah, I thought I'd come out here and just sort of show you what we're doing. And you know, you think that's cost pennies to do. There's more bushes and shrubs to be added, and fencing, of course, to go along here, and then Arabella's got her eye on some cows and horses and things, and it's absolutely given me a big buzz. And of course, having little fingers, my little helper, is rather lovely as well. I wish you all the best, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support, putting up with my twitterings. My wife says, you don't have to prattle on, Paul. I suppose after 46 years of marriage she should know. But yeah, there you are. The plan is still in the spring to where the door is, where all the Triang stock's standing. That's going to be a doorway to what will then be a 7-foot by 6-foot work area, so that the table, which is an absolute nightmare down there, will get moved out, and the boats will get found their own home, because you know, my Star and other makes of boats which are kind of creeping in all over the shop will get moved out to another area as well, because this is for trains, isn't it, for the railway. Shut up, Paul, you talk too much. Take care. Thank you, everybody, putting up with me. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Take care. Bye for now.